Hey, what's up, guys? So out here at the spring, everyone's having a good time out here in my neighborhood. I got security here, but everyone's having a good time. What's up, man? Good. On this Saturday, nice weather, a little bit warm, not too bad. So I leave tomorrow for my trip, so I'm pretty happy about going to some different places and getting you guys some other interesting places to do my videos from, other than the places that I normally do them. But I think you guys will really like that, so stay tuned for that. That'll be in the next week. I'll probably, depending on the area I'm in, so hopefully I can get the Wi-Fi working correctly and everything on my trip, so I can get you guys the videos, because downloading these videos, it takes a little while. So hopefully everything works out and I can get you guys these videos from where I'm at. So one of the subscribers, Fakeologist1, what's up, man, was asking me, why do I use Carnival Cruise Lines to do my videos? So I'm going to explain that to you real quick. For one, it's worked really well for me for years now. So but the main reason is when COVID happened, Carnival had to borrow a lot of money to, no pun intended, stay afloat. And they did that, and they've been paying the debt back at a rapid rate. And like this month, they just opened up a new island. So they're not hurting for money. They're making plenty of money. But why I use Carnival Cruise Lines is when COVID did happen and they did borrow that money, the stock obviously tanked, like big time. So they've been paying that back and the stock's been coming back. Also, they cut their dividend. So it was down. I was buying at like $8, $9. And since then, the stock has been coming back slowly, which I like for options. It's perfect because the slower, steady, I like a gradual increase. Works out perfect for options because, it goes up, you got, peaks and you got valleys. So if you get in a situation like I have gotten into, and I'll show you a trade that I made this week that worked out perfect for me from what the stock did. But Carnival Cruise Lines, so they're paying back the debt. Now it's at about $30. I was, it was all the way down to like, $7, $8. So I was buying then, and the dividend, they, like I said, cut their dividend. So when they pay back the debt, stock goes up, keeps going up. When they reinstate the dividend, that thing's going to pop up. Before COVID, it was around $70 a share. Right before COVID, you could look at the chart. So it's going to go back to around there and probably higher, because this is 5 years later. So it'll probably increase even past the $70 because they did, I believe, raise their prices. So I'm looking at it might take a few years, but I'm looking at between 80 and $100 a share. So that's why I use this. I know where it's heading, and I can use this stock to sell the options in the meantime. So okay, one thing, you watched my last video this week, made $520, as you saw in the last video. But there was a day that I looked at the option chart, and I had 1,000 shares that I just left in there, not selling calls on it, but I decided to sell some calls on it. It was just too perfect, so I could sell the options, the call options, 10 call options, because it's 1,000 shares, and I sold 10 call options at a strike price of $33. At the time, the stock was around, if I remember correctly, it was around I think 29 or no 20. I think it was 30 something actually. It was like over $2 away from the strike price was from the price of the stock. So I thought I was pretty safe, And that was this past Wednesday. Thursday, I put out the calls, 10 call options, 33 strike price. I made 15 cents on those, so times 10, I made 150 bucks. So this week I really made, I wish I could have recorded it for you guys, but I just didn't have my camera with me, and I had to do it. I had to make, the money was sitting there, you know, waiting for me, so I had to grab the money. But so that means I made this week $670 for the week, which is awesome. So so I sold those options on Wednesday, and then Thursday, boom, the stock dropped like almost $1. I think it was 96 cents. So it was like it was perfect, because then my strike price, or the price of the stock, was even further away from my strike price. So let me show you here. I got 15 cents, right? So let me show you what it's going for right now. So that was Wednesday. The market closed on Friday. This was only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, only like 2 days, 2.5 days. So now the price of those same options. So this is Carnival Cruise Lines. The calls are on the left-hand side. So these are all the calls. These are the strike prices. I put it out at 33 strike price right here. So right now they're worth between 2 and 3 cents. The same options that I got 15 cents for, just 2.5 days later. So I'm in an amazing position, and 150 bucks. It's like, sometimes it's just too easy, you know. Like, I'm glad it's too easy because it helps me out. But the money, it's like somebody just handing you money. It's amazing. So I am in. I'm looking, and with that drop, I'm looking much better on my puts. Let me show you that. I've got, let me show you here. I've got these puts out that I was waiting for the stock to drop, which it did, but I mean, it's got a little ways to go. So these puts here, I got 28 strike price, 14 options out on that. And then these here, 27.50 puts, I got 5 out there. So, and then I've got the calls I told you about here. I got the 10 at 33 strike price, the calls. And then I have these calls here, which I'm in the money on 10 of them. That's my only issue right now, is these calls here, these 10. So we'll see what I can do with those. But the price dropped, so it's great because I'll make more money on the puts because the strike price is closer to the stock price, and I'll make more money on the calls. Even though I'm in the money, I'll make more money on those next week if it stays down. You know, the stock stays low like it is. So next week should be an amazing week. But I'll be doing that on my vacation. So like I said, I'll take videos of everything, and you'll see some amazing views next week. I don't know which day I'll do that, but you'll see the videos next week. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm looking at, you know, the statistics on my channel, and it shows all my subscribers are above 45 years of age. I really wish that some of the younger guys would subscribe and learn to do this, because the younger you are, the more time you have. Time is the most important thing. If you invest $1,000 when you're 5 years old, or if your parents do it for you, and over 40 years, that turns into a whole, we're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's that, that's that time, you know, when you're younger, do it. You know, I see a lot of people, and they just, like older people, and I've asked people before, I've talked to people about, like, say, like their 401k. I talk to people at work, and I'm like, yeah, the S&P 500 is doing great, you know, it's up almost 9% for the year so far. And I'm like, what, are you in the S&P 500? And they've been at working with me for decades, and they don't even know what their investments are invested in, their 401k is invested in. I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to know. I mean, this is just a side note from options, but if anybody is into 401k or, you know, anything like that, check and make sure you know what your investments are invested in, because it makes a huge difference. I knew a guy, and he was in his 401k for like 25 years. I go check and see what it's invested in. He comes back to me, it's invested in the stable value fund all those years, and he's putting money into it. Stable value fund only gets like 2% a year. You know, like he missed out on those 30% years on the S&P 500, those 20% years. Yeah, you had a few bad years, but you've had way more good years. So you're giving money away, you know. So that's just a side note. But let me see what else I had for you guys. I wrote a little list here. So I went over that. Yeah, so went over my trades, so I'm in a much better position for next week. Like I said, on my my positions for the options, if the stock stays down, which I hope, gosh, because another great week would be very nice. So I'm good on those, and you'll see where I'm traveling to next week. So stay tuned. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps my channel out so much. Actually made it over 100 subscribers this past week, which was great. I wanted to do that before the trip, and that happened. So next week you'll see where I'm going, what I'm doing. Subscribe, like the videos. Any comments or any questions you have, write them in the comments. I've had a few people commenting. I get back to every person. I mean, now that, you know, when I have way more subscribers like I plan to eventually have in the future, I don't know if I'll be able to get back to everybody, but now is a good time because I can get back to everybody right now. So a few people have been doing that, and I like the dialogue, you know, back and forth, and the questions, helping people out. I had a person ask this week if I could, he actually lives close to me, if I could meet up with him and go over a few questions that he's had. So when I get back from vacation, if he wants to do that, I'll meet up and answer some questions for him since he's close by. But like the dialogue, like you guys asking questions, so if you have a question, just ask. So I'm out here today, just enjoying this beautiful weather. Everyone's having fun as usual, but I have tons of things to get done today. My niece just had a brand new baby, so I'm going to go see the baby. Got to go to church later because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So I'm pretty busy, and I have to pack, so I've got to get all my packing done. It's going to take a little bit of time, but hope you liked the video, hope you liked the information I gave out, and we're going to make some more money next week. Tune in, and I'll show you how much premium I'll make on these options next week, and hopefully I make some good money. All right, well, you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Tune in for those videos on my vacation, and I guarantee you'll enjoy them. All right, you'll have a great day. All right, bye.